So there was a recent discovery with the James Webb Space Telescope, and I'm going to talk about like that and talk about a theory that I had that I've already voiced on my channel before. And basically, it's about they found a very distant black hole star. So a star that has a black hole inside of it. As we've found with a lot of James Webb Space Telescope discoveries, they aren't all as they seem, and it's like every discovery gets disproven the next week after that, after it's been discovered. So let's talk about it. Throw your theories in the comments, and I'm going to put this on subscribers only mode. But we're going to talk about a theory that I had before and how this might tie in or even kind of prove my thought process at least. Let's start with a really weird concept first. Imagine that the sun creates a slag on the outside or just in one of the layers, and just like sort of like a storm of just mixed materials, it might be able to surface and then shoot outwards, become like a cloud of gas that creates a planet. That's a theory that I've had for about 3 years now. The reason why I even thought in that direction was because somebody was trying to say, Mud Fossil University was trying to say that Venus was created by Jupiter or something, and the evidence is the red spot. So anyways, I started thinking in that direction, and I'm like, what if the sun can create sort of like a slag, and maybe the Earth is like a dirty bubble that came out of the sun, right? You have the main gas giants that, you got Jupiter, that was a failed sun. Maybe these other planets are kind of the same thing, but not really a failed sun specifically. More like just an extra amount of this gas or that gas. So you got Neptune and Saturn and stuff. So anyways, I said in a foolish way that maybe the inside of the sun is actually a black hole. And that reason why we could see like a blackness in the sunspots is because it's actually like black under there. Now, I said it foolishly because it's not actually black. If you look at the sun, you look in, the normal spectrum, it's not going to be black. So that was a stupid idea. But, it's already been proven wrong. But then James Webb Space Telescope supposedly found a star with a black hole inside of it. That's strange. How the hell? Okay, wait. So here I am, like, I've already disproven my thoughts, and then James Webb Space Telescope comes out with this. So I have to speak on it. Perhaps what it's actually seeing is two forms of something at once because time itself has been diluted. Like our vision of time, like what we're actually seeing is so diluted because of gravitational waves and differences, in the actual universe itself, the differentiation across certain lengths, certain distances would create this distortion. So you might see something like a black hole as well as a star because you're seeing two different forms. You're seeing perhaps two different screenshots in a way at the same exact time. So that's my theory on it. But it does bring up, the other things though. Are we ever going to find evidence that perhaps the sun creates a slag that spits out like a dirty bubble and creates an Earth? Maybe Earth is actually more common. It's always a tiny planet every time it happens because it's just like a bubble that floats out of the sun. Now, wait a second. How does something that's made with hydrogen and oxygen and carbon and all this stuff, how did it come out of the sun and just cool down to be like an Earth-like planet. Because my theory is that the universe is forever. My theory is that a sun can actually last forever, and that black holes are different than suns. I think suns are like our white holes. Black holes pull in. This is my quantum theory, that black holes pull in information or data or matter, and then it gets released through suns. Crazy. But that's my theory. Because it has to be an in and an out. There has to be some, so it creates like a wormhole effect, and it's, spits out at some other point in the universe. Now, my theory is that the universe is expanding and contracting, and it's forever. So I would imagine that suns are technically forever. So if that's the case, then the Earth is much older than 4.5 billion years. You know what I mean? So like the timeline that we're counting on may not be an actual timeline. That's what I'm hoping. Like, do you really want this to, like, do you want it to be true that the sun will explode one day? Or do you want to believe that we could just live forever in the solar system? Like, think about it. Everything that we know, if it's true that a sun explodes at some point, our bodies are going to get exploded. Everything that we had existed as, it just gets obliterated to nothing. I don't want to believe in that. There's no getting out of the solar system either. But these are the conversations that I have kind of in my own head. I think about these things and I'm like, we're not making it out of the solar system. Even if we did, it's not like we're going to make contact, like Interstellar, we're going to make contact with Earth. It takes thousands of years to travel a radio signal. It takes a long time to communicate at that much of a distance. If anybody does leave the solar system, they're not seen anymore. So we're kind of stuck here. And if that's the case, then, I don't know. But it was just interesting to see that James Webb is finding something like that, and they haven't considered what I've been explaining this whole time, is that everything that we see in the universe is distorted by gravitational waves and distances, distorting the image that we're seeing. So we might see a perfectly structured galaxy, but in reality, it might just be a figment of, the computer might just be making it up. It might be just putting data together and making it up. Who knows? Because it's all based on data. It's not necessarily like they're seeing it with an eyeball, with a lens like an eyeball. They're seeing it like a computer is deciding what's there. So I don't know. That's just a thought, random thought. But I needed to talk about it. Like, they're saying that a black hole is inside of a star. I don't think that's possible. I think it's just two different images seen at the same time, because the universe at that distance is distorted. But they said it's actually kind of close. I'm pretty sure it's like a close object. I just don't believe it. I just don't think that it's real. We're probably going to hear in a week from now that it's just not possible, and it didn't actually happen. But this is where science is going. It's going in a weird direction. Like, anything's possible. Everything's just to get people's attention. That's what the world has become. Everybody's desperate to grab each other's attention. And like this prediction market stuff, that's basically an attention market too. I haven't tried it, but what I've heard is that basically just interest given towards that attention market is enough for that attention market to grow in price, and then you can sell out. Like, what? So it's not even if you're right or wrong, it's actually deeper than that. I'm like, whoa. So they've treated predictions like stocks. And then you get all these scientific predictions and scientific theories that come out, and things are going to get weird, guys. AI isn't going to be in charge. I think the next president is going to be AI. I don't think we're going to have like a human president that everybody would be fighting. Think about it. There's people that are like, oh, I hate Trump so bad. We can never get another Trump in there. Like, even conservatives. And then you got the liberals that are like, hey, let's go put this poop person out there and stuff. It's like, dude, I don't know, man. The future of the world is kind of floppy right now. I'm not seeing things getting any better. That's what I was saying, is that we're going to see some seriously upgraded technology soon in like 2027. And then it's going to be like just a dystopia. And then Americans will throw away their phones. You hear about China coming out with, they already came out with it, but they're starting to mass produce it apparently. UGMI or something, IGMI, or something where they have a new type of cable that acts as an HDMI cable as well as a charging cable, as well as just any sort of cable. It's universal. There's some crazy kind of technology coming out soon. Like, these big AI companies, they have more power than you think. People are like, AI is stupid. Bro, they know more about you than you know about yourself because they're picking up that data. They're coming. But you have a decision to make. You gotta like choose farm or internet. There's not gonna be an in-between. So really what this video is actually about is how the scientific community is now in on the attention market. Everybody's jumping in. That's why Solana's pumping. Solana's pumping. Like, there's a bunch of attention being given to crypto right now. You had, what is it? Martin Shkreli, the dude who like inflated cancer medicine prices. He went on there. He's got like, he had like $1 million. It went down to like 300,000. I watched him launch some coins, and he's just like, he aped into one of them, like 100,000 or something. It was crazy. But that's like what you got on Pump Fund now. That's what you got. The leaders of the space are like now already openly criminals, and they just walk in and they're like, yay, now we're in the right space. We know exactly where to go. All the thieves found where to go. So they're all in Pump Fund like some kind of thief den. But yeah, you get the scientific community involved in it now. It is like, we got to get out of this situation. You know, learn how to work with coins or something, or exchange things hand to hand. One idea that I have is basically like, yeah, you know, right now an item isn't worth 25 cents. But the thing is, if we were able to sort of discipline ourselves to just trade with coins, we could make coins worth more than $1. Put your head around that. You can make coins more relevant than the dollar just by trading locally. And be like, as long as you trade, you know, as long as you keep it on this standard, this banana is going to be worth this much. You could literally make the dollar completely irrelevant. It'd be all just precious metals. And start, you know, tiptoeing into precious metals as a trade. But that's just one of my dreams. I'd like to use physical stuff again. I always liked change. I didn't understand why. I used to collect it when I got plenty of money. But yeah, the black hole inside of a sun, that doesn't make any sense. What they're doing is they're seeing two images at once, two instances at once. Like, they're trying to gain relevance for that telescope by just coming up with anything. They're like, the little red dot. What is it? It might be a galaxy. It might be a primordial black hole. Like, dude. Who fucking cares? Oh my god. These people. It's like, we already know enough about the universe. We're not gonna get to Pluto. You know, we're not gonna go and travel the Milky Way galaxy. We're just here. And we're definitely not going to if we just dedicate all of our attention to dreams and things that don't actually, you know, you can't actually achieve. You got to build small and then get there. I see Elon Musk just lost a few points with me. He's trying to launch off of Louisiana with all those swamps, just destroy all that land. Like I'm a person that thinks that we should be protecting our forests. If we're not going to let people live out in those forests, we should be protecting them. You're not allowed to live on land that you don't own, so why are we launching rockets in the swamp? That's kind of weird. He needs to rethink that. I understand the Florida launch pad got blown up by Bezos, but bro, you don't need to start putting rocket dust all over the fucking swamp. That's crazy. This world's going to shit. Even the good guys are destroying it. We're not going to reach the stars. It's not going to happen. People just want to live their lives and smile. There's not enough of that going around. Everybody's struggling. But they're also chasing dragons. A lot of people are just chasing some kind of a vice instead of actually building. But you guys should check out that game, Terramine. You can check it out in my channel description or look at the last video that I posted earlier today. You can make, like, imagine if you could earn in just 5 days, have an extra $15 a month just playing this game a couple hours a day. Extra $15 a month, well, you could get an extra $100 a month if you play it hard enough. That's if they end up doing the cash out for that game. But you can find my referral code in my channel description as well as in the last video. It's a good game to check out if you're into play to earn and you can handle a lot of ads. Atlas Earth wasn't really a game. Like, they have the mini event game thing, but it's like you have to win it. You have to be the best. You have to, you know what I mean? You gotta play that shit for a straight hour through, and you gotta do good at the game in order to actually get ahead in the leaderboards and earn anything. And there's a lot of good people in the game. So Atlas Earth wasn't really like a game. It was just watch an ad. But Terramine, you watch an ad and you play the game. You have to actually be good at the game in order to earn more. But you're watching ads most of the, like not most of the time, like probably about 15 to 20% of the time. But the whole point is that there's that many ads. It's like there's 15 to 20% of the time that you're playing these games that you're watching an ad. So anyways, if you can handle that, it's a good opportunity to get in before, they actually upgrade. The way that they have it set up could sort of lean crypto, because they have it set where you can play the game, you earn Terabucks, and they have a certain conversion for the dollars that you earn into Terabucks. So you actually already earn, you just can't cash it out yet. You can convert it into Terabucks, but you also get, when you play these games, you're also getting like materials in the game that maybe later on you'll be able to sell them. So I don't know. I think the last video that I saw about it, that's what apparently the creator was thinking about doing. And it turned people off because we were like, oh, that sounds like crypto. Like crypto dust, being able to sell it. But that's a cool idea. But I'm looking at, like, there's a lot of money getting dumped into the crypto market right now. It's insane. Like, if you were holding Ethereum, like, you have a ton of money, right? It went, like, what, 65% pumped. There's a lot of people that made a lot of money in the last week. But it's still a bad place to be. Like, I think Ethereum is just better because there's like stuff built, stuff that's been established for a long time. You at least know if it's a shit game, if it's a shit protocol. But People keep dumping into Solana. They want to play that casino. I saw at some point on that chart is $9 a token. Hey, shitcoin. It's a casino chip shitcoin. Anyways, so you even got the scientific community dipping its feet in the whole attention market. On the day of that discovery, I saw 5 different people that I'm watching make a video about the black hole inside of a star. I'm like, guys, really? There's no such thing. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way that I'm right when I said that maybe inside of a sun there's a black hole. If I'm right on that, then that's insane. Because I didn't think I was right on that. I 100% already disproved it. I'm like, there's no way that could happen. But then again, who knows? Maybe all that pressure creates a tiny, tiny, tiny black hole. Like the singularity is already created. When the sun is created, like formed, it also creates a black hole automatically. It's just very tiny. Who knows? Those pressures might already exist. It's just a microscopic black hole. So if it's true, that's what's going on. There's already enough pressure inside of the sun where it creates a microscopic black hole. That's why you might see a black hole inside of a sun. But that would be crazy. Because I said that, like half a year ago? I said that like 6 months ago on my channel. So if I'm right, that's insane. Because I was just like thinking outside the box, really. What I'm thinking is that suns are white holes. It's like an outward energy, and then there's the black hole, which is an inward energy. That would make suns forever. Like, we haven't actually experienced, I don't think we've actually truly experienced the moment of a supernova. I don't even believe potentially that supernovas exist in the way that we think. But who knows? Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, but that was an insane discovery. I'm gonna try to lay down again. Have a good night, guys.